Hello, everyone. Welcome to our final day of the Business Opportunity Masterclass. We're very happy to be with you. We're very happy you've joined us to the final day. And for those of you who have joined since day one, which was this week, Wednesday, right, you can testify to the fact that you've right, we're on start, right? And as it's usually said, the best of anything. It's at the end, right? Please make sure that you share this link to anyone you know, right? I can promise you that within the next couple of hours, we are going to be treating a topic, right? That is is causing wonders currently in the world, right? A lot of people have keyed into these platforms and they've made a lot of money. And the good thing about this sector, or will I call it this industry, is the fact that you can start with little or no capital. You can start with little or no capital, right? And that is part of what we're going to learn today. But just before we start, as it's our culture, kindly tell us your name and where you are joining us from. Please tell us your name and where you are joining us from. I can see currently we have a number of participants, right? Just like we always said, this event alone costs nothing less than $5,000 if we want to charge, right? It costs nothing less than $5,000 if we want to charge, because we are giving you this information for free. During some sessions, I even see some trainers give out some links, give out some details, give out some gifts, give out some discounts. These are things that you know we charge for some of you that have attended our event, either physically or virtually. But the chairman, Dr. Steven, said, look, this time, let's just do it free so that we can have a lot of people get this knowledge, right? Then if you want to continue in some of these programs, you can now reach out to us and we can now put you through based on what you want. So this program we should be charging for it, right? But we made it free so that everyone can learn, so that everyone can benefit, right? And at the end of the day, we are democratizing luck, right? We are impacting you. We're impacting your business. You're doing millions, you're going into billions, you're starting with Naira, you're going into international currencies. And therefore, you also can now start doing that to others, right? So please make sure this link is shared. We are streaming across our platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We're streaming across all platforms. So tell your friends, tell your colleagues, tell your associates, we need this number up. We are literally not going to start today until we get this number up, right? So that we can be sure that this final day, there's nobody reaching out to us. I got a number of texts, one even from my brother in Rwanda reaching out to me, please, I didn't join day 2, kindly send the link to me. I didn't join day 3, please send the link to me. There are implications for these things, right? Those that we want to watch this after, they will have to pay. It's not free, right? So you that are here now and you know anyone that we would like to join, please send the link to them. They can either join on Facebook or you can send the Zoom link. Make sure they join, drag them here to join. As I said earlier, I promise you the sector we are talking about today, they are doing billions in dollars, billions. In short, the projection is that within a couple of years, it will be trillions. These are things you will get. These are things you will see by yourself, not just grammar, right? So for those of you just joining, kindly tell me your name. I can see some already doing that. Just tell me your name and where you are joining us from. We want to make this class a bit interactive, right? For those of you who have been joining us, you know, you might not be able to unmute or put on your videos, but in the chat box, you can have some interactions, right? And those are part of the things we want to see. So just tell me your name and tell me where you are joining me from. I've said something earlier. We are not moving on until the numbers are up. And I'm actually very serious about that. We are not moving on until the numbers are up. And also, we need to know you. We need to know where you're joining us from. So we are sure that you're not a spy. Right? Some of you have attended our fiscal meetings. You know, there's a standard rule. Your video must be on. Right? If your video is not on, we remove you. So in this kind of events where you can't put on your video, at least let's know your name. I can see Malcolm X from Nigeria, Lagos. I can see Lawrence from Ondo State. That is Ondo. I can see Martha from Ghana. Hope you attended our last event in Ghana. We had a great time in Ghana, I think in July. And hopefully we're going there very soon too. Just keep in touch with us. I can see Bamdele for me and Okpaja. How are you? Happy you're joining us. Tunji from Ibadan. Taufik from Lagos. Joseph from Port Harcourt. That's where we just launched our latest estate. Oliver Dibila from Ogun. Frank in Warri. So thank you all for those who have introduced. We have a lot more. We have Tochi from UK. How are you doing? How is the UK doing today? Right. So tell me your name, where you're joining me from, and share this link. I'm still waiting. I'm actually not going to bring a speaker up until these numbers are up. I'm not starting today's class until these numbers are up. Right. We have a target today of nothing less than 500. Right. So make sure you share the link to your people, to your friends, to your associates. And during the course of the class, as I said earlier, it's going to be interactive. Some of you already know these rules, but for some of you just joining today, that's very fine, right? Any question you have, you can either drop it in the chat box or drop in the Q&A section. You can either drop it in the chat box or drop in the Q&A section, right? So that the our trainer can see it and get you answers, excuse me. So she can see it and be sure that, okay, these are part of the things she wants. So what we want to do is that during the session, some of our team members will be collating some of these questions. We cannot assure you that all the questions will be answered. That is one thing we cannot say, right? But at least the earlier you drop it, the more we know, okay, these are the priority ones. These are the ones who answer. And anyone that is not answered and you think you really need answers to them, if we can give you the answer, you can just reach out to us. We'll drop our numbers and our emails, which you can always reach out to anytime. Our team will do that in the chat box very, very soon. I can see Christian from Cameroon. We're in Cameroon, I think 2-3 months ago, by even trying to acquire a property in Cameroon. How is Cameroon, Christian? We're happy you're joining us. So yes, so the business opportunity masterclass. We started on Wednesday with the money markets. A lot of you were here. A lot of you have opted into that opportunity. That's the Forex and cryptocurrency space. A lot going there. It's a $1 billion industry, right? A lot going on there. It started about, actively started about 13 years ago, but it has been on before then. But a lot of people just got to know it around 2010. And since then till now, a lot of people have made millions and billions. We're talking about cryptocurrency, we're talking about Forex and things in that space, right? Then we moved to the world of real estate. And that was when we had chairman himself, Dr. Steven, educate us about these things, right? There's a lot that is in real estate. A lot of people just say real estate, right? What does it entail? People are really making money in this industry, right? What are you doing in that space, right? It made us know the several ways whereby we can make money in real estate, several ways whereby we can start with little or no capital. He actually started with less than $1. Yes, he started with less than $1. He started actually selling for people, right? He made his own money. He did some mentorship programs before he now started doing his own little by little. And now GTEX Holdings is in Nigeria, over 7 states in Nigeria, in Dubai, in the UK, and in the US, right? So he also made us understand different ways to make money in the real estate space, about 7, right? Give these details for free. Right? Some of you are not here. 7 different ways. These are things we charge for normally, right? 7 different ways. I won't say it here. For those of you who did not join, your punishment is that you must be on this one till the end, right? So 7 different ways to make money in real estate. And it was a whole lot. A lot of people took the opportunity that day, and a lot of questions were answered, a lot of things were done. Then from there, we moved to authors and speakers. Some of us have talents, right? We talk a lot, we speak, and sometimes when we even speak, our colleagues and partners say, "Wow, they acknowledge that they should be paying for some of those information, but some of us don't know how to monetize those talents. Right? To just talk, We don't know that some people talk and they are paid for it, right? You talk and people tell you talk too much, or some people even tell you, wait, calm down. Some people talk and they are paid for it, right? There's a way you monetize your speaking talent, right? We learned how to do that from someone experienced in that industry, and not just speaking, right? There are different ways to communicate your message. If you're an authority in that industry, you've done so much, you've contributed, then you should write a book, right? And your book should entail things you've learned from other people and results you've gotten, right? Because your book will definitely not be only results you've gotten. You didn't just appear there, right? And some of you, if you think about this now, you'll be wondering, why have I not written a book? Why have I not written a book? Sometimes Dr. Steven speaks to some of his colleagues and they realize that it's true. I've not written any book and I've gotten a lot of results, and they start writing their books. You need to tell people your story, right? What you've learned from others, how you started, so that people come in can see that, okay, this lady started like this. I think I can get there. And the results you've gotten based on your expertise, based on years you've put into that industry, based on what you've done, right? There are ways to monetize these things, authoring and speaking. There are different ways. And the thing is, if you don't know, you won't know. I had a statement, if you don't learn, you won't know, right? And for those of us that are Christians, there's a quote in the Bible that says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge, right? We need to know some of these things, right? If you don't know, you'll just be wondering, why am I still languishing where I am? Why have I not made progress? Why have I not moved forward? Right? And there are ways to these things. Then from there, we moved to software vending. Some of us here were in the class yesterday. We moved to software as another space entirely on its own. Right? People are making billions in this industry. Software vending, a very big industry, right? People are making money. We dived into it. I'm an expert, over 10 years in the industry. As I said earlier, I don't want to go deep into some of these details, right? Today is for e-commerce, right? But if you're interested in the recording, we are going to make it available. That announcement will be made hopefully toward the end of the class. And that is why you should wait, right? That is why you should wait. That announcement will be made towards the end. So for some of us who attended, right, and still want to watch some of these recordings, right? Or even if you didn't attend, you want to send to someone, we're going to give an offer, right, for these recordings to be available to you. And also there's going to be a free gift at the end of the class for those of you who will wait till the end of the class, right? So yesterday we spent I think about 2 hours discussing software vending, how the industry came about, how people started making money there, and how the industry is currently doing. It was a whole lot. And today we are going to be talking about e-commerce, right? E-commerce. If you can hear me, just type e-commerce in the chat box. Type e-commerce, e-commerce, e-commerce. Let me get the energy. Let me get the energy. Just type e-commerce, e-commerce, e-commerce. I can't see anything. Yes, just type e-commerce, e-commerce, e-commerce. Let me know you're with me. Let me know you're. I've been speaking for almost 15 minutes now. I'm not. Let me be sure you can even hear what I'm saying. So just type e-commerce, e-commerce, e-commerce. Yeah. I can see the energy. If you've not, I know the number of people here. So, and I know how many comments I need to see. Right. So I'm going to be talking about e-commerce, how you can make money in this industry. It's a large industry, very big one. Right. We'll be getting some facts today, some figures, and some basic ways how to start. Some of us think we need to have billions. The people doing big in this industries are like Jeff Bezos, the Jack Ma, and some others, because we heard that using billions. But I think that's how they started. No, there are people starting with as little as what you can imagine, right? And all these things are going to be treated today, right? Some of us just joining, as I said earlier. Some of us just joined, as I said earlier, if you're just joining us, just tell us your name and where you're joining us from, right? Our usual webinar, if you join, if it's a class that you can interact with us visually, you put on your videos and we want to hear you when you want to speak. But because of the type of the one we are doing, we didn't allow that. So in order to interact with us, just tell us your name and where you're joining us from. And also another thing we mentioned is before we start, you must share this link to at least 10 people, right? Those of us who joined early heard me when I said this is an average class like this. We charge $5,000. That is $1,000 per day, right? But we have made this free, right? So that people can learn and you can implement these things in your business and grow it so that at least when you get to a level, you can also impact people. This is one way of impacting you and making sure you are not where you are going into the new year. This is September. September is wrapping up. Today is 24th already. If you give us 6-7 days, that's over. We are entering the final 3 months of the year. What have you done? What have you achieved? Some of us that are business people, how has your business grown? Is it better off? Is it worse off? Or is it still where it is? Right? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. So please make sure we share this link. I can see David Christopher from Abuja. Share this link. So as I said earlier, before I introduce our speaker, we'll be talking about e-commerce. It's a big industry. It's doing a lot. But when did this industry start? Some of us already know. It started sometime around 1979, 78, 79. Precisely, I think 79, right? Just something little. Man connected his phone to the TV. I mean, imagine the TV, right? And it just looked like, okay, I could create an online shop, right? Because instead of going out every time and buying things, that was 79. You can calculate over 40 years, right? And it has grown over the years. It has grown over the years. Currently, e-commerce is in everything we do, right? I don't think there's anyone currently on planet Earth that doesn't use some of these platforms, except some areas who are a bit backward, right? But e-commerce is everywhere. Some of us have these figures, and I'll even mention some of them here. These industries, even when industries were going down, going bankrupt, closing down during COVID-19, some of us know, I mean, we all know about it during COVID-19, when, aviation, some real estate companies closed down because of some operations, right? A lot of industries, hotels, hospitality, and we can keep mentioning, just going down, going down. People in this business kept declaring profits. So that was even the times most of us knew who Jeff Bezos was, although he has been in the news for a lot of time ago. But some of these e-commerce giants started, like, their name started coming out, right? Because during this period, they made almost times 10. I was watching a documentary a few days ago, right, of the CEO of Amazon, and it was mentioning the number of people they employed, right? They had to employ a number of people they had to employ during COVID session. I said, when other industries were laying off. In short, they had to partner with I think Delta Airlines. I can't remember, because aviation was bad, nobody was flying. Some aviation companies were declaring bankrupt, right? Some could not continue. So aviation companies had to start thinking that, how can they monetize? So Amazon had to partner with some of these companies, because, I mean, there are no people flying, everybody's locked at home. So you choose one. It's either you park your plane in the hangar and you keep losing millions daily, right? And when your investors are ready for you, they come for you. I mean, you choose, or you allow us use your plane because the e-commerce companies were already overwhelmed. Maybe before you're having 10 million orders in a day. Now everybody's at home, you're having almost 30, 40 million. Right? They had to partner with aviation companies that, look, give us your planes. Nobody is flying with them. Let us use this to deliver products. So this sector grew massively in 2020. Grew, and since then, it has not gone down. Right? Because people now started realizing that, look, there are things I can do from where I am. And it's not just even patronizing some of these top companies. I mean, yes, patronize them, but it's not only patronize them. There are people who make millions daily, billions through these sites. There are people who make millions, who make billions. Some of you joined earlier. I said, if you don't learn, you will not know. There are no two ways about it. You must learn to know, right? It's very good. There's no offense in you not having the information. There's no offense in you not knowing. But where the offense is where you're not willing to learn. And in the future, you envy those who made the sacrifices. Dr. Stephen has a quote: don't envy me now. Look at where I started when I had nothing, right? And I mean, if you were not able to do the sacrifice that time, then don't envy me now, because we put in the sacrifice, we put in the work. Rebecca, just do me a chat if Mrs. BC is available to start. I'm ready. I've not seen her as a panelist. That is why I'm still trying to get this done, right? So once she's ready, just do me a chat so that I can introduce her and we can start the class. People are ready, people are charged already, and they can't wait to have her. Right. So before I said that, I was talking about the e-commerce space, and I just wanted to give us some figures. Right. I just wanted to give us some figures. Just give me a second. So as I said earlier, e-commerce started in the year around, it started a bit earlier, but it really started when it was documented. It was around 1979, by a man called, it started in 1979. And by 2025, the mobile e-commerce global sales will reach 728.28 billion. That is the projection, right? By 2025, the global, excuse me, the global sales of e-commerce by 2025 will reach nothing less than 728.28 billion. You can just do a 1% of that, right? If just a 1% of that gets to you, then you can know the amount. Global, and in terms of volume of sales, right? What will be done in this industry called e-commerce, right? Now the question is, do you want to be a part of this, right? Do you want to make money, or you just want to continue what you're already doing, what you're doing that is giving you what it is giving you at the end of the month, what you're doing that is giving you what it is giving you at the end of the year, right? And some of us listen to some of these speeches, say you can sack your boss, you can do this, you can be your boss, you can do. We listen to all those, we go for all those conferences, we hear all those things, right? But if you want to be honest with yourself, how many of you are critical enough to say, okay, what have I done in line of this, right? Because I'm claiming that, okay, I'm doing this now, I want to stop in the next 5 years, I want to stop in the next 10 years. What am I doing currently to make sure that in the next 5-10 years, I'll be able to do what I want to do, right? As I said earlier, it's good you're on this life, but please, the most important thing is to ensure that at the end of this program, you are going to implement it. You'll be spending an average of 2 hours right here, an average of 1.5 to 2 hours here, right? And that is money already. Time is money, right? So the importance of staying here is to ensure that the opportunities presented to you, you're going to take action. That is the point, right? It is a whole lot from our own part, spending 5 days, average of 3 hours per day. If you want to multiply that, that is going to be about 15 hours training you, right? And our own joy is we getting the testimonials. Some of you see these things we post. Most of you are following us across social media platforms. We once in a while post testimonials, and you see these things. People thanking us, I was this, now I'm doing this. I was this, now I'm doing this. I was this, now I'm doing this. These are people who took action, right? These are people who took action. Without them taking action, right, it will not be possible. And that is why anybody joining our session, we let them know from the start, right? These sessions are for people who are ready to take action. There is no point me coming here to tell you now that there's a projection that by 2025, e-commerce global sales will reach $228 billion. And we all are happy. We all clap. We are saying, yes, 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 we're all motivated. But at the end of the day, we just throw away our books. No one does anything. Our trainer today has over 10 years experience, right? Mentored a lot of people, the US, the UK, and they are all doing millions, some in dollars, right? And you'll be getting practical steps how to start these things. Practical steps how to start these things, right? So the emphasis is make sure after today, you are going to take action. That is our joy, right? Our joy is not that we are coming here to spend 15 hours in 5 days to train you. No, because if I was not here, I would have been spending this time making money, doing something else, right? Or developing myself. But if we're going to be spending this amount of time to train you, then there are 2 things you have to do. One, ensure that this word gets to as many people as you want, right? You associate your partners, and that's why I'm still emphasizing before we start the class. Share the link. And secondly, you take deliberate action. You are writing out action steps, action plans as our trainer is talking. So you don't wait till the end of the class and you have just one question and she answers your question and you're done for the day. No. As she's talking, you take notes. Another projection is that by 2028, the B2B e-commerce market will be worth over $25 trillion, according to research and markets. $25 trillion by 2028. Well, in 2023, that's about 5 years' time, right? So there's a projection that by 2028, B2B e-commerce market will be worth over $25 trillion. That's a lot. I said it for the initial statistics I gave. Just do a 1% of that amount. Just 1%, just do 1% of that amount. You can see if that comes to you. you know, the rest is history. It's already history from now, so, right? So I can see our trainer is here, Mrs. BC, right? I will allow her to introduce herself. As I said earlier, she's an expert in the business. She's extremely experienced. She has trained people in Nigeria. Sure, she was even somewhere yesterday related to, I think, Dubai trade, something like that, training people, right? So she's an expert in the business. She trains almost daily to weekly, and our mentees are doing millions, some millions in dollars, right? Doing extremely well, right? So I'll just allow her to introduce herself. I'll allow her to introduce herself at this point and take over the class. But before I leave, don't forget what I said. We have time for questions at the end of it. We are not going to be able to answer everything. So what you can do, just drop your questions in the chat box so our team can collate and we can know how we can answer as many before we leave. Thank you, Mrs. BC. Thank you for joining us. We're very, very much happy to have you. We know you're going to have a great class. Thank you for joining. So the class over to you, ma'am.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Joshua. Welcome, everyone, to an amazing session. I'm sure we are all ready for this evening session on e-commerce, and we've been having an amazing time on the webinar since started last week. So I'll just introduce myself a little. My name is Bisi Akintayo. I'm a speaker and also an e-commerce coach, and also alumni of Atlantic University, and also a recipient of a couple of awards. And I've also recorded a couple of stories of my mentees who actually have made millions and thousands of dollars via my mentorship globally. That was on Saturday. One of them, I attended her 50th birthday. She came from UK and came to celebrate her 50th birthday with friends and family, and it was an amazing time. And I remember she started branding her product, and as she was selling in the UK, selling also in Nigeria, making money from both countries. I'm also a co-founder of Stephen Akintayo Foundation, which is a charity organization that helps to see to the needs of less privileged and orphans in the society. And my training and mentorship has actually helped over 10,000 people globally in the e-commerce sector. And one of the things that makes me extremely happy is to see that when I train people, people actually are a success via my training. That actually makes me really happy. Seeing others sharing their testimonies. I remember I was in Kenya just about 2 months ago, met one of my students in Kenya, and she shared her testimony, of course, how she started, before then, she had shared her testimony with me, how she started doing $10,000, and she's still working at a paid employment. And now she has to recruit people to work with her because she could not manage doing the business and also having to balance her work. And I always tell people, which is one of the things I told her, do not resign from your current job if whatever business you are doing cannot pay your bills for the next 6 months or 1 year. So don't say, well, after all, I'm making my own money, I'm also a boss where I am. Trust me, the business world can be very amazing. It can be very wonderful. But if you do not understand the rudiments of business as well, you can jump in and at the same time jump out in no time. So you have to ensure that whatsoever you're doing, you're getting the results, is able to pay your bills, pay your rent, or pay if you have a house already, pay whatsoever immediate bills you have at the moment. Okay, I'm also married with 3 kids and also a board of directors of some multinationals. And okay, this is just e-commerce training. I've done a couple of trainings, both home and abroad, in terms of e-commerce. And I always derive a lot of pleasure, like I said, joy in seeing other people becoming successful via my trainings. This was our last trip in Rwanda. Okay, so I had to mute myself. That's one of my kids that came to interrupt. Sorry about that. This was a trip that GTEx Oldies actually took us, all staff who did well, to Rwanda. Yes, I forgot to mention something about my story. Um, I'm also the CEO of GTEx Suite, which is one of the subsidiary of GTEx Oldies, and we are into managing properties. So you want to sell your property, you have a property you want to sell, you can reach out to some completed building you want to sell. We help you handle it, or you actually have a property you have at the moment, you want to turn it into a short-let home. I need someone to manage it for you. We can also help you do that as well. And then also, there's a part I did not talk about, which is how I started a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, I was just this housewife and was kind of tired and doing all the laundry and doing the dishes and everything. And of course, I tried to get a job. But unfortunately for me, as at that time, the jobs I was getting were not good enough to take me home. What do I mean by they were not good enough to take me home? The jobs were because I wanted to do a job that will not take me away from the family. So I decided to go for teaching. So I remember that all the places I went to, the pay was not good enough. It was not even good to even take me to my place of employment to and fro. And it's not as though you get commission at the end of the month, like they do in real estate. That provision was not made. So for me, I was just at home, of course, waiting for what I have to get at the end of the month. And there was that period was when my husband's business was just recovering as well from the challenges we had in the business. And I remember there was a day that I actually needed toilet paper and I wasn't having any funds on me. And I had to wait for him to return from work. And for me, that day, when he got back from work, and I went into his wallet and brought out a 200 naira note to get toilet paper. That was the day the light bulb went off my head. And I told myself that I cannot and will not continue this way. And prior to that, of course, I remember when I asked him for more money in terms of the home front, because the family was getting bigger and the bills, of course, was getting higher. We had people staying with us. You say, baby, if you need more money, then you need to work for more money. So that jokingly, and for me as at that time, I just told myself, my vision, my goals, I want to be able to do all of these things without having to disturb him for money. And that was how I started. And I tell people, if your why is not strong enough, what happens is that you will not be able to get the results at the end of the day. You will not be able to reach your destination. You will not see a reason to want to succeed. Until your why is strong enough, that is the only time you will be hungry enough for success. And somebody can type that in the comment box. Until your why is strong enough, you will not be determined or strong enough or determined enough to succeed. Now, there's a picture I kept here in front of the screen, and I always tell people about this. This is extremely important. Now, why I kept this picture, this JPI conference, JB Pado conference in Rwanda, which we attended. And I remember that I was not on the board to be a speaker. I was not invited to speak at events. I'm not even a speaker. But there's something you need to understand, that the way you package yourself, the way you dress, the way you look as a way of commanding respect, as a way of making people to actually even want to turn and do business with you or think of doing business with you. So I remember during the conference, I was extremely intentional about my outfit. And I never even knew that Mr. Jamie was watching. And of course, people will come to me, I'll talk to them, give them one advice or the other. And on the last day of the convention, he came to me and said, "Oh, if it's okay by you, do you mind taking a session during this conference?" And I said, "Oh, it's totally fine." And I took a session for about 10 or 15 minutes. But for me, it wasn't I was looking to seek for a way to actually speak at that particular conference. It wasn't even in my agenda. But I just want to ensure that there's a certain way I look that communicates to my audience that I want to do business with me. So people you are actually trying to reach out to. Sometimes it could be your dressing. So when you're going to a gathering, and don't say, oh, I don't have money to buy the expensive clothes. The truth is, when I was still coming, when there were days, months, whereby I did not have any clothes that was new. I would go to where we have our bend down selects and get the good ones, wash them well, add comfort to it, and iron and spray them with starch. And when I come out, nobody knows. So, of course, I had a certain way I wanted to look. So, it's also important as well as individuals. It's not just about your physical appearance, also when people meet you, even your social media. How is your social media? How is it actually? How does it look like? Do you have a professional picture on your social media handle? On your WhatsApp, can I go there if you are actually selling a particular product? If the WhatsApp is for your company product, your logo or the products that you're using as your DP, is it good enough? Is the quality good enough? Is it going to attract someone? There was a conference that I invited. It was a paid conference, and there was a lady that came for the conference through me. Not just one lady. That was a private business summit. Joshua was talking about it earlier. And when she came, second passport. And when she brought the product, the way she dressed, even the product, the way she packaged it, I was already showing interest. Why? Because the way she dressed, the way she was talking, and I'd even forgotten that because I've never met her. I never knew that it was even the same lady I invited. I was already thrilled with her packaging and the way she actually packaged her product. Because if you're selling a high ticket product, people want to also be sure that you look like what you're selling. So for those of you who are here right now watching from anywhere in the world, how do you package yourself or your products, whether on social media? We have a whole lot of AI too. You don't need to go to the studio anymore to get a very good profile, well-edited picture. You can actually use AI to get a very nice picture of yourself and use that all across your social media and ensure that your pictures across all your social media as well are the same. Now, your success in life is a function of the investment you have made in yourself. So be very deliberate. It is not about coming for this free webinar. I need to be honest with you. For you to excel in the e-commerce space, one of the things you need to also do is to take a step further to invest in yourself. Joshua might talk about a mentorship program, he might talk about a training, he might talk about an event at the end of this webinar. You want to ensure you key into it and get the success out of it. Remember, I told you that if you are hungry enough, success will definitely be yours. So if you have to get a mentorship program today, by the way, I run a mentorship program. It's for $10,000, but we have, I believe Joshua has a discount for about $2,000. I believe I am right. For those who want to be part of the mentorship program today, for about $2,000 on e-commerce, where we hold you by the hands and we teach you every nitty-gritty on how to start, set up your e-commerce business. So if you already have a platform and you want to scale, you want to use a different social media platform, you want to know how to grow as well, then you can subscribe for the e-commerce coaching program. So this is my mentee in Ghana. Kenya. I'm sure you saw her earlier. So that's just my graduation. Okay, this 70 million naira earned in e-commerce. This is one of the screenshots. 20 million naira earned in the e-commerce space. This is another one who actually within 3 weeks he made 2 million naira sales. This is another testimony of a student who is actually an undergraduate, and he actually did, he joined my coaching program. The truth is, he did not even have the money. He was an undergraduate, like I said. So he told his mom to help him with part of the money, and he brought in part of the money as well. And that was how he signed up for the coaching program. And he said he decided to start the program with 150,000 naira, and decided to start with 150 naira. And by the time it's 40, 380K. I hope I have the second testimonial here. Before he knew it, okay. Now this is another testimony. This was when it started. Thank you very much. This was when it started, and now after that testimonial that I gave, this was another testimony of how from that 150K that he invested, put the money, some money back, of course. Now he started making millions in the e-commerce space. So later I started making millions to the extent that today he owns a physical store where he sells his products. And this is a 200 level undergraduate student. He came and joined my coaching program in the year 2020, I think 2022 or so thereabout. So that's to tell you how amazing the e-commerce can be. And then he was even on strike, and you can imagine when school resumes, he can pay his tuition fee. So now, what is e-commerce? Of course, e-commerce is the buying and selling of goods or services via the internet. As long as you're able to buy products via the internet and make a complete transaction by paying, of course, e-commerce. E-commerce is quite broad, but I would focus on a few aspects of e-commerce. So what are the myths surrounding e-commerce business? E-commerce is only for big businesses. Now, this myth is for years ago. It is no longer a myth that actually holds water today. E-commerce business is for the big guys. You have to have like 20 million. You have to be bringing in containers from different areas of the world for you to be able to do e-commerce. That is a wrong myth. Now, e-commerce is a get-rich-quick scheme. Now, if you think that you want to be a part of e-commerce and you want to get rich, like, no. You want to get rich in a week's time, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, in 1 month, then this business is not for you. But in 2 months, in maybe 8 weeks, in 6, 7 weeks, in 3 months, yes, it can be, because there's a process and there's nothing you can do to fast track that process, except if you are in another part of e-commerce. We have, like I said, we have different aspects whereby your clients, of course, pay you upfront to get product for them. Like the case of my student, I said, did 70 million, one did 100 million a year, 120 million in the same year. What they do is, and they're being paid upfront, is to supply companies some equipment. Now, e-commerce is all about selling products. Now, if you are here, you think e-commerce is all about buying and selling products. Come on, wake up. Somebody type wake up, wake up, type wake up. If you think e-commerce is all about buying or all about selling goods, can you just type wake up?
You're muted, ma. You're muted, ma.
See Ajiba, I can see Toba, I can see a couple of people here say wake up here. So if you think e-commerce is all about buying, that's why some people, it's not just buying. What do I need mentorship for? It's not just buying of product and of posting on social media. No, that is not what we teach or train on. I wish it is all about buying and social media. Okay, a lot of people would have been cashing out their millions and of course billions in the e-commerce space extremely fast. So e-commerce eliminates the need for physical store. Yes, this is so true about e-commerce business. It eliminates the need for a physical store. Extremely true about the e-commerce. Now let's look at the e-commerce global statistics, although I won't talk about it anymore. I'll just mention it because Josh already did justice to that. In 2020, the e-commerce space in 2019 moved from 3.46 trillion US dollars to 220 to sorry 4.29 trillion US dollars in 2020. Now in 2021, 5.2 trillion, and of course in 2022, 5.7, and even this year is projected to be close to about 7 trillion US dollars. And that's to tell you that there is money. So if you think there is no money, for those of you that say, no, there is no money, it is your mindset. And if you cannot change your mindset, you cannot change your pockets. If you cannot change your mindset, you cannot change your wealth sense. Let me put it that way. If you cannot change your mindset, you cannot change your wealth sense. Can somebody write that in the comments box for me? If you cannot change your mindset, you cannot change your wealth set. Because one of the things you need to understand is that it is all about what I believe and choose to acknowledge. Yes, there are a lot of things happening in the country. It is not only you in Nigeria. For those of you who are watching from Nigeria, joining on Facebook, I hope it's being streamed on Facebook, Joshua. So for those of you on Facebook watching this, or those of you on Zoom, and you feel that it is just those of us who are in Nigeria that we're experiencing this season of blessedness, let me put it that way. There are different people in different countries, they're experiencing what you're experiencing at the moment. But the difference between those that are still cashing out this period, this season, is their mindset. So whether you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, it doesn't determine the cash flow that comes to you. What determines what comes to you in terms of cash flow has to do with your mindset. Once you believe it is possible, it becomes possible for you. But once you start thinking of affordability, oh, it is too expensive, oh, I can't afford it, this is just for the rich, it's not for the wealthy people. But if you begin to ask yourself, how can I afford it? What can I do? Can I even partner with somebody to be able to afford this program? Or we come together, three of us come together, join money, put our money together as friends, and we do this particular program. And one of us is the go-to guy to ensure that this actually becomes a success. So how can I ensure that I change my mindset? Number one, that the way to change your mindset is by doing away with every negative news in the community, in your country, on social media. Do away with every negative news. All the news that you are hearing that is negative, do away with it. The first thing you do in the morning is go on social media. The second thing you do at the end of the day is social media. But you can schedule this post if you have to post on social media. You can use Creator Studio to schedule your post on Facebook and Instagram. Once you connect your Instagram and Facebook together, of course, once you use Creator Studio, you can schedule your post. You can schedule your post for the next 1 month and be sleeping and your post is just dropping. And you don't have to be thinking of what will I post every day. You can even use Instagram to schedule your post on Instagram. If you're just that individual that you are only on Instagram. So you can make your life stressless and seamless by just understanding that you have to do away with negative news in the environment. So do away with every negative news. And the number one way is to run away from social media news, because now a lot of people do not even listen to news like they listen to. All the news and all the justice is being given on social media platforms. So you need to be careful and not allow those things to become your reality. You can't change the fuel price in your country. You can't change the food price. You can't change basically anything, but you can change you. How can you change? You can ask yourself, I want to live a better life for myself, for my family, for my children. I'm tired of this current status quo. I want to grow from this stage I am right now to a better stage. I want to make more money. So what do I do to make more money? How can I get to that particular place in life? I want to ensure that I am not financially independent, at least to an extent. I'm financially I'm not financially dependent, rather. I'm not financially independent. And now I'm investing in real estate, I'm investing in stocks and all of that, and ensuring that I am creating transgenerational wealth for my children's children to come. Okay, so you can see here, African e-commerce is projected to reach about 5 billion US dollars. Now, for me, when it comes to e-commerce business, one of the things I ask people is, are you just selling or are you building a brand? So when you are in the e-commerce space, what is priority or paramount in your mind should be number one, think of building a brand. So building a brand in your e-commerce space is extremely and extremely important. So if you want to grow your e-commerce business, you need to think of a brand. And every one of us were a brand. I am a brand. And I tell myself that what is that identity I want to create in the mind of my audience when they come meet me, when they come to interface with my business? What is that brand identity? What is that number one thing that comes to mind when you hear about Nike, when you hear about Ford, when you hear about Coca-Cola, when you hear about Fenty Beauty, when you hear about Stephen Akintayo? There is a brand that comes to your mind. So you as an individual as well, you need to build your brand. If you have not started working on your brand, you need to check brands that you feel that are doing what you are doing, what your business is doing, or what your career, your line of career is doing, so that you can be able to use that massively to get the kind of results you want to get in terms of following them, see how they are strategically positioning themselves, and use that strategy also in your business. And of course, you get the same results. So build a brand no matter where you work, no matter where you are. Please type in the comment box, I will build a brand today. So how do you build a brand? Number one, craft your e-commerce brand strategy and messaging. Number two, design your e-commerce brand identity. Number three, apply your brand consistently across your business. Now, when it comes to your brand, you have to infuse your mission statement, your vision statement, your core values. All of these things has to be embedded in your brand. Even your customer service, how good your customer service also is, it should be embedded in your brand as well. All of these are things I'm talking about is extremely important. Now, build brand equity through positive experiences and feedbacks. Now, ensure that you are creating a community of people who can give positive experiences, positive feedbacks as regards your business, as regards what you're doing, and when, of course, they spread your business for you, it grows faster. Now, grow a community, and this is extremely important. Now, this is a question I have for you. Product or market, in terms of starting your own e-commerce business, which do you always consider first? Can I see your answers in the chat box? The product or the market? Which one do you consider first? Product or the market? Okay, I'm waiting for your answers in the comment box. Okay, somebody says product, somebody said product, somebody said, Olivia said market. Okay, beautiful. Those of you that said products, can you type why products should be considered first? And those that actually typed market, can you type why you type market? There's no good or bad answer here, but I need to know why you type market, why you type product. So can we type that? Can we type that in the comment box as well? Okay, I'm waiting. Products without market is useless. Okay, I love the answer. Product because value drives demand. Okay, beautiful. The market decides the product. That's Joseph Oba. Yay, that's one of my students. Okay, Joseph, right. Good to have you in the house. Adetunji says, which market one can? With market one can source products, okay? Product, because when there's a demand for the product. Product, because when there's a demand for the product, a market is ready, okay? Once the market is there, it becomes easy to sell the product, okay? Your product brings in the market, okay? The product determines what you will get out of it when you have product. Market determines what are when to present products. Market because there needs to be a determinant for what product to push. The product solution is derived from the market population. Okay, I'm going to stop here. You've all said well. Beautiful answers. No bad answers here. But I will still throw more light on this, and you also see reasons why I pick my answer. Okay. So, product or market? I can say product. Am I right or am I wrong? Product, market. So if I am to do product, I bring in the product. I do not factor the people who actually, or the market, who, of course, the people are the ones in the market. I do not factor in what they actually want. I do not factor if they really need my product. And I go ahead and bring in the product. Now, let me use a story. A couple of years ago, one of our students actually brought in a particular product. And when he brought in the product, it discovered that the product cannot work for the Nigerian market. And the few people who eventually bought the product from him returned the product back. And when they returned the product back, he couldn't make any sale. So in his mind, he felt that this product would be good for the Nigerian market. So he brought in the products, but he did not make his research on what the market wanted and what will work in the market. And that's why I tell everyone I come in connection with or that I train, whether free or paid, I say this word everywhere. The first thing you should consider before you bring in any product is the market. What does the market work? Is this product going to work actually in the community or in the location? Because you can bring in a very good product, but because it is in the wrong market, it will not sell. Now, if this product was in the United States, the product would have worked for the clients it was selling to. But because the product was selling in Nigeria, as at that time, it was a good product for Nigerians, but it wasn't a product that could work in Nigeria at that moment. I don't know if someone can decode what I am trying to say here. So it's not as though the product was a bad product, but at that particular moment, the product cannot work in the community it will be sold at. Now, during one of our foreign trips, I remember talking to a particular man who has actually established his company so well, doing billions already in Nigeria. And I said, okay, I'm now here in this country. Are you thinking of setting up a fraction of your company in this particular country? And he said, yes, it's a good one, but at this moment, I do not think that my product will sell in this country. So because the product already sold in one country doesn't mean that it's going to sell in another country extremely fast. So that's why in starting up, one of the things you need to do is you need to find what the people in that particular country or location already want. Even if it's woman hair that you are selling, you need to also consider, oh, what location am I selling this woman hair? The people in this location, are they also interested in buying this product in this location? Or is this what they wear more? So this is very important. Asking this question before you get started. This doesn't have to cut across just e-commerce alone. Any business you want to do, any terrain you want to enter, do not just assume that because it was working in your state, so it will work in another state. It was working in your country, so it will work. You want to check, even if you want to bring it into that country, what are the things or factors you need to look into to ensure that this thing works seamlessly in the country you are taking it to, so that you can experience good sales and, of course, you will not lose money at the end of the day. So your market research is extremely important before you bring in the product. So understand your market, understand what the market wants, understand if that product will work for the market before you bring it in. Don't consider bringing in the product first, then you now begin to ask what the market wants. No, ask what the market wants before you go ahead and bring in the products. Please, can I see some witness in the house if this actually was helpful? Please use the chat box to type if this was helpful, the answer I just gave. Okay, I can see Joshua, Joseph, I can see Bamidele, I can see Olivia, I can see Jake, okay? I can see Manuel, it makes sense. So please, before you start your own e-commerce business, don't think of products first. The market can help you to sell your products out extremely fast. So your market is more important than your product when you first get started. Okay, so now my next question now is, okay, which of these should come first, branding or pricing? Now, another question. Let's see we'll get this right. I'm sure some of you are just expecting something else, but you don't know that these are the things that can make you or mar you in the e-commerce space. Branding or pricing, which one should come first? Branding or pricing? Which one should come first? Branding, 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 branding. Okay, okay. Everybody's saying branding. Okay, why branding? Why branding? For those of you say branding, nobody's saying pricing. Chart. Why? What did pricing do to you? Okay, so for those of you that said branding, why did you pick branding? Why did you pick branding? Why did you pick branding? Why? Branding because it dictates the actual price. Beautiful. Who else wants to try? So many fake products around, so you need to distinguish yourself. Good answer, Patrick. Who else wants to try? Branding commands the price. Oh, I love that statement. Branding commands the price. People will pay for the branding. Branding helps to build trust. I love that as well. People will pay for the branding. Yes, they will pay because of the branding. Let me get 2 more answers and I'll also explain my part. I love the fact that you are all seeing how e-commerce space should be structured. Branding is the foundation of any business and it will determine the price. Amazing one, Bamidele. This is beautiful. It communicates the product to the user, wow, or consumer. That is powerful. You guys should clap for yourselves. Like, you are all brainy. Like, your brain is just working like computer. Like, this is amazing, amazing, amazing contribution. The branding creates the value perception, 100%. Now, for those of you who have been to a mama put before and have been to a fancy restaurant before, so for those who are actually abroad, they don't know mama put. It's we that we're in Nigeria that we know mama put. So what do I mean by mama put? The local woman in front of your house or in front of the street selling food to people, not really touch, and it just has a little roof over her head. The shade is not covered. just selling, of course, to make ends meet, to be able to send our children to school and pay our bills like you as well, that is hustling. So compared to a well-standard restaurant where there's air condition, where there is AC, there's a chair for you to sit, there's no fly, the ladies are attending to you very cautious. And you know the mama puts people, how they can attend to you in a very rude and very saucy manner. So they're attending to you in a very amazing way. You are not thinking of stress. You should maybe for some, there's a place to charge your phone. The environment is just conducive, the kind of people that even work to the environment. Now, for a mama put, you pay lower, but for a restaurant, you pay higher. But the difference is the branding. The branding is what you are paying for. And the branding also comes with comfort, also comes with the fact that you want to be recognized that you are in that particular place, going there to eat, going there to have fun with friends. That's why when you see some people in 5-star or 7-star hotel, they want to take picture there because of course, the perception. They want to take picture with some guests also because of, they'll just want to meet, because brand, of course, rubs off on brand when it comes to business. I'll get to that later. But in terms of branding and pricing, it really helps a whole lot when you actually brand your item. Okay, let me show you a sample. Let me bring an item yesterday. I bought at the private business summit where we had the Sheikh and the office of the Sheikh in Dubai, Sheikh Majid. They have different offices of the Sheikh. So I want to bring the bag so I can show it to you and see why I'll pay more for this thing. So can you all see this bag? Can you all see this packaging? Okay, can you all see this? Can you all see this? Everyone see this? Can you see the packaging? Before I show you what is inside. Okay, you said you can't see it. Let me, oh, wait, I think my video is turned off. Okay, no wonder. Sorry. Can you see the packaging now? So this is actually, I like the packaging. It is, for me, it's very nice. I love it. It's not anything special, but I just like the branding. So what is inside is just diffuser. This is a diffuser inside. This is a perfume, so that when I get to a place and I don't like the smell there, I just spray it in the hair because I'm very keen on smell. And this one has a candle. This was given to me as a gift at the event as well by one of the attendees. An amazing grandma who also attended the event, not just a number. And this is a candle. I love candles. I love scented candles. And this is a scented candle. Can you even see the packaging of the scented candle? Now, this company is not owned by a foreign company. It is owned by a company in my country, Nigeria. A company in this country. The price is good. In short, if she had even priced this product a bit higher than the price for, and I love the name, the packaging, everything. And do you know the funny thing is that it's not even the funny thing. It has more like, looks extremely more like an international brand. You might not be able to see it well. I don't know if you can see it. So I can pass this product. If I give this as a gift to someone, the person may not likely know where, might think I imported this product. The first thing that will come to the person's mind about this product is not a Nigerian product. But this product was actually packaged in Osun State, Nigeria, in Ile-Ife. It was even and poured in Ile-Ife. Okay, I won't be telling you more about the person producing this. But the seal as well, and the diffuser, everything neatly and properly packaged to have the international standard. And that's amazing. So because of this branding now, if she's even selling these scented candles for like $15, people would see that it's worth that price. Why? Because of our branding and packaging. So look at this particular product now. There's no product inside actually. I got a bread yesterday, and they packaged my bread in this pack. Yeah. For me. Get more bread because and was what I was sharing with someone. Rather than look at the problem solution, Wi-Fi or something, and it's doing form of internet interruption during life. I need to work on it. Before you
I think Trina got cut off somewhere around there, right? And I know she's trying to join. But if this session has been of value to you, just let us know. I've gotten value. I've gotten value. If you know that what you've learned so far, you've gotten value, you can just let us know. I've just let us know I've gotten value, because as I said earlier, we want to hear from you, right? So it's not a matter of we just organize event and I just no. If you've gotten value from what you've had so far, right? Within the past, I think maybe 30, 45 minutes, if you've gotten value, let me just know I've gotten value, I've gotten value. I know the number of people here, but I can see a number. So I want to understand, is it that the others I don't want to be here, or you've not really gotten anything? The class is not over, by the way, don't get me wrong, right? We still have some other things to share before we end it for the day. But so far, if you think what you've had, right, you think you've gotten value, just let me know in the chat box. I've gotten value. I can see Mr. Clement, right? I can see Toba. I've gotten value. I can see Godwin. I can see Olabisi. Yes, right. I've also learned a lot, right? A lot of things being said, right? This is an industry where while others are downsizing, as in quotes, while others are downsizing in quotes, right? this industry is recruiting, right? This is a whole lot, right? While others are downsizing, this industry is recruiting. The figures, she has been mentioning some figures, you've been seeing them, billions in dollars, some trillions in dollars. So there is no doubt, right? There is no doubt this industry is definitely one to invest in, right? If you don't know about it, to invest in the knowledge and start a business there. There is just no doubt, right? There's a statement that if you don't even know what to do, right? You think, yeah, I don't have direction, I don't know what to do. Look at those who already have direction, or look at industries that already have direction and key into it, right? Because some of us come up with this concept and I don't know what to do. What will I do? How will I know? I don't have direction. Nothing like that, right? If you think you don't know what to do with money, right? If you think you don't know what to do with what you have, right? Or you don't even, there are already some people, there are already some industries that have direction already. You key into it, you learn the business. It just made me remember Ibejuleki and the Dangote refinery, and that is why that place was able to sell out, right? Because for a man to be able to invest over $20 billion there, that's a big thing, right? But I mean, this is not a real estate class. I want to still be key on e-commerce, right? So we've all said it that we've gotten value, right? One of the things she discussed was that in Africa alone, right, this industry is doing as much as $75 billion. That's the projection by 2025, right? $75 billion at least in the year 2025, right? This is just 2023, wrapping up 2023. And you can see how this industry is growing, right? The current data shows that at least 2.7 billion people interact with at least one e-commerce platform. Wait, please, how many are we in the world? Someone wants to ask that, because we have to be honest with ourselves here, right? How many are we in total, right? That a particular industry, we already have almost 3 billion people interacting with it, right? And that is why you can see these records that there's this, and that is why you can see these records that there is this projection that and that is why you can see that there's this projection that in the coming years, these industries will be worth billions and trillions. Before our trainer joined, right, I made mention to you that there is a projection that within the next 5 years, for some of us that just joined, before 2028, right, the industry will be worth nothing less. I mean, transactions that will be done in terms of B2B in that industry will be worth nothing less than trillions of dollars. I shared it here, right? And when she joined, she made mention of some of those things, right? And I'm letting you know now, in Africa alone, I think she has even shared that data. In Africa alone, the volume as at 2025, the projection is that it will be nothing less than $75 billion, right? And I'm also letting you know that currently, statistics shows that nothing less than 2.7 billion people use at least one e-commerce platforms. I mean, a number of us, including myself, we use several, right? We're getting this, doing this, getting this, doing this, and a lot, right? Now, instead of us just consuming, right? Instead of us just, because some of us, we finish all our money on e-commerce platforms. You see that Doma literally buy everything we have. We don't go outside. Everything is delivered. Everything, even including to the list of food, it's also e-commerce, right? Even the list of food, we sit down and say, no, they must bring it to us, right? Why don't we start making money through these industries, right? Because there are people who have dedicated their time to build some of these platforms. There are people who have dedicated their time to think through some of these things, right? And now they are not saying go and build a new platform. No, that's not the conversation, right? Because from the existing one, you can make money, right? I said it earlier that you need to learn to know. If you don't know, you won't know. And you see others making money, you see others doing sacrifices, you see others earning, and you are just there, you are wondering, why am I not moving forward? Why are things not moving around for me? Why am I like this? Why am I like that? Right? It's a different thing to sit and complain, right? It's a different thing to look inward and say, what do I need to do? Right? So there is still a lot for us to learn, right? Just a few more tips before our trainer joins, But there are just two things I want to share, right? I will likely still share it at the end of the class, right? But before she joins, I want to share two things. Some of us have already taken advantage of this platform, right? But the reason I'm sharing it today is because this is the last day. After today, it's going back to the normal price. This is the last day, and I'll just briefly share it on the screen, right? Now this is it. I know everyone can see my screen, right? Let me quickly minimize this. Just do me a signal if our trainer is back, right? So we can have enough time to look at this. So you're not saying it's at the end of the class we discovered, it's at the end of the class we knew this. No, you are seeing it now live and direct. So this is it. Two things. This is the first one. We have been showing it in the first day. Today is the last day. After today, it goes back to the normal price, right? Which is for 12 months, $2,900, right? And you can see it on the screen, the dollar and the naira figure. Now, one thing about this university, just like you've heard, right, is for example, you're paying for the 12 months, it's a one-time subscription. So you're paying for that time and you're going to have access to all these trainings for that period, right? You can see just a number of the trainers on these platforms. We can't put all the pictures on the banner. If not, I mean, maybe we'll have to post like 40 banners, right? We just selected a number and put it there. There are other world-renowned trainers in the university, right? Some of them we put on the banner. You already know them: Grant Cardone, Les Brown, Brian Tracy. These are world-renowned speakers, financial experts, and not motivational speakers with proven results in their industries, right? With results in their industries, doing billions in dollars annually, right? And on this platform, you will not have access to only the e-commerce trainings, right? We have testimonies of people who just subscribe to this platform to learn a particular business, and currently they are doing millions in dollars. But the good thing is that that's not all you're learning, right? That's not all you're learning. You're learning about real estate. You're learning about digital marketing. You're learning about software vending, right? You're learning about authoring and speaking. We mentioned it at the last time, right? There are some people who make money from these industries, right? So that you can start with little or no capital, right? Now, how many of you think this is a good idea, right? How many of you think this is a good idea? Now, a practical example, the 12 months, you are paying just $197 today, right? Today. Today is the final day. We already know that it's a 5-day program, right? The Business Opportunity Masterclass. After today, it goes back to the normal price. Now, how many of us think this is a fair deal? If you think this is a fair deal, just do it in the chat box. This is a fair deal. This is a fair deal. I just want us to be honest here, right? This is a fair deal. This is a fair deal, right? Because you are learning a whole lot during this period. I can see Bamidele. I need interaction, because this is what will make us want to do more things like this. As I said earlier, this is a nothing less than $5,000 class, nothing less than 15 hours. I've gone into these 5 days, right? If we don't get feedback from you, there's no motivation to continue. There's already a program in mind we have for next week. We're also planning to make it free, something entirely different to create impact. But if you don't get this feedback from you, I mean, it will be, let's just continue charging, because if we charge, we make the money and everybody smiles, right? I can see some people saying it's a fair deal, it's a fair deal. One thing I want you to know, you will not get it wrong with e-commerce, right? You've seen the figures, you've seen the numbers. I said it's 2.7, that's, currently, not projection, no. This is not projection. 2.7 billion people currently in the world use at least an e-commerce platform. And the conversation is not come and build your own Amazon website. The conversation is not come and build your own Alibaba website. These things are already available. You can key into it to make your money. Our clients that make millions of dollars, how many of them have their own sites or built sites, right? There are ways you can make money from these things. If you don't know, you won't know. If you don't learn, you will not know. We have just a few minutes left, right? Our trainer is back with more information, right? When we are done, I will still share these things, right? Just for you to know that, look, today is the last day. After today, if you're getting back to the office, you're paying the normal price. Thank you. Thank you, Ma, for joining. I'm sure you're ready to continue, right? By the way, please please know that this already we're wrapping up already, right? So for some of you that have questions, you can drop them, but we're wrapping up already. Within a few minutes, we're done. And I mean, the offer for today closed. If you reach out after this session, you're paying the normal price. So thank you, Ma, for joining once again. I will be happy to have you continue your session.
Thank you, Joshua. Appreciate. Sorry about the network interruption. I was saying earlier, this is a problem that needs to be solved. Now, when you are in the e-commerce space, one of the things you need to know is that you don't need to do everything. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to find the problem, solve the problem, and of course, money will continue to follow. So it is those who solve problems that money comes to when it comes to the e-commerce space. There was an issue with my network. Imagine you or somebody actually comes up with a solution whereby there's a device that when you connect it to your Wi-Fi, it doesn't allow any form of network interruption. It gives you a smooth training, smooth live shows. Guess what? A lot of people end up buying that product, and that individual will become richer, of course. So how to be profitable in the e-commerce business and with no capital? Number one, get your niche. Your niche is very important. You have the fashion, you have the clothing, the beauty, you have the niche I call also the gift items, which also is another amazing one you can take advantage of this season. And you also need to understand in the e-commerce space, it's not the big items that make you a billionaire or a millionaire in this industry. It's just ensuring that you carve a niche for yourself and you push the niche as well. So the next thing is, I always advise people, write a small business plan, have a business projection. Don't see it as a make rich quick sector. So have an e-commerce, have a projection, have a plan, then have a platform like Instagram, Facebook, a couple of others like TikTok or Amazon, or depending on your country where you are at the moment, just ensure you have a platform. Now find where your customers are located. I always advise you don't need a physical store. I'm in a meeting. Always advise that you don't need a physical store. So all you need to do is that even in the online space, a lot of people are already complaining, I'm running advert, I'm not getting sales. But guess what? Your customers are located online. You just need to find how to locate them. I spoke about brand. You need to build a brand. This is very key for your business. Then you need to be visible. Visibility is key. People do not buy the most known products, the cheapest product. Somebody can type that in the comment box. People don't buy the cheapest products. People buy the most known products. Can you help me type that in the comment box? People don't buy the cheapest product. They buy the most known product. They do not buy the cheapest product. Rather, they buy the most visible product. Yes, the most known product. Thank you, Jake. So it's not about how cheap your product is. People make mistake and feel that when I make my product very cheap, now, of course, people that need the product will buy the products. You will be surprised that it's even how cheap your product is that will deter some people from buying your products and feel you are selling counterfeit. So the truth of the matter is people buy products not necessarily because they are cheap. People buy the product because they can see that you are the go-to person selling that particular product. So there are other businesses you can do in the e-commerce space. You have digital marketing, job servicing, virtual assistant, freelance, affiliate marketing, importation and exportation, drop shipping, social media manager, real estate, and many more. But for myself, I focus more on training people on digital marketing, virtual assistant, importation, social media manager, and real estate. That is what I focus in training people on. So these are some e-commerce platforms you can get started with. I have limited time, so I'm going to rush the rest of my slides. So these are a couple of e-commerce platforms. You can write them down if you want to. Lovelyosale.com, Cellular Country, which has to do with just gadgets. Lovely Osale has to do with just fashion items. Candy.com, Primark, Very.co.uk, 59fashion.com, Target.com, Taobao.com, 1688.com, Auction Export, which is just for cars. Then I saw it first.com. There are so many platforms But the truth is, it's not where to buy your products that is your problem in the business. The problem in the business is how to brand, how to actually stand out, and how to ensure that you are in front or you're in the faces of people and you are cashing out. And of course, you have built a brand for yourself, which is very important. When you are doing e-commerce, money, you need to know that the money is in the niche. Now, the niche you pick actually has to do with whether you make money or you will not make money. And I've told you that the niche is categorized into different aspects, which is the green niche, fashion, beauty, health, electronics, security, and gift items. Then we also have the evergreen niche, which I call the rich quick niche, which actually has to do with you profiling a problem, a solution to a problem, and because of that, money automatically follows. Now, there's a problem in terms of internet I just mentioned. Imagine someone is doing that particular, brings in that particular product and selling it for just as little as $10, which is about 10,000 naira in my own country. So guess what? You sell 1,000,000 pieces, you've already done 10 million naira in transaction. So you bring such device or find a problem and you are selling those particular products to ensure you solve a problem in that particular country, then you get more money. People pay people who actually solve a problem. You can also write that in the comment box. People pay those who actually help to solve a problem. They don't pay people who do not solve a problem. The reason why you go to the hospital when you're sick is because you believe that the doctor is going to help you cure or is going to cure you from that sickness. And you're ready to pay any amount as long as you can afford it to ensure that that particular sickness is gone, because you want to have a healthy body. You want to have your health intact. So people only pay you for problems. They don't pay you because you are that individual who actually has basically maybe the highest degree. No, they pay you because you can help to solve a problem. So ask yourself, what problem am I solving in my own industry? So for those of you who are still asking yourself, what business can I do? Now, businesses you can do, you can make money from, I tell people aside from oil and gas, is the e-commerce business. And when you make money from your e-commerce, of course, you can diversify into the real estate, or you're into real estate and you want to still diversify into e-commerce, and you are getting every day, something is coming in for you every day. Now, other selling products you can also bring in. We have the woman hair, the hair accessories, phone accessories, sunglasses like the one I'm wearing right now, AirPods, fashion accessories, beauty products, security products, kitchen utensils, not necessarily kitchen utensils in terms of pots, in terms of cooler, but things to make people's life very easy in the kitchen, like on your chopper. Imagine within just like 30 seconds, I'm able to chop like 10 onions, and without having my whole eyes teary. Now you have helped women to be able to solve a problem in terms of slicing onions. And women who cook in the kitchen, or even men who cook, would see that as a beautiful solution and pay you for the products. And it can cut in different sizes you want your onion shape to be. So that's a very beautiful niche. So look at this particular product now. Look at the price on Amazon. There was a time in my country, I don't know about yours, whereby they were really, really particular. The men were particular about growing their beards. And product like this was bought for less than 1,000 naira and was selling for about 15,000 naira in Nigeria. Just to guys, and it was working. And you can see the product on Amazon here. It's selling for about $11.99. And of course, on one of the platforms that we give to our students, they sell it for less than $1 on this platform. So that's to tell you that you can make so much money from products like this. This is the detox tea on Amazon as well for $79. And this particular product, if you have to buy it, it's not even up to about $3 for you to bring it in. And it's selling on Amazon for $79. And this is Skinny Fit tea, detox tea, for people who want to grow slim, want to get slim. And this tea actually, tea, can be gotten for less than $3. This is an AirPod here on Amazon as well for $23. And you can buy this, of course, for a cheaper price. This is also a anti-aging face serum, and that's the price on Amazon for $21, almost about $22. On the wholesaler platform, you can buy this product at a ridiculous amount of money and bring it in for, of course, less than $2, and you're making money from it. Now, this is a neck fan for those who maybe they are doing their wedding or you're at a function, you're so hot, you don't want your makeup to get all smeared up. So this particular product also, you can set the price here, price on Amazon for about $14. Of course, less than $2, you're bringing this particular product into the country. Now, the rationale behind why people buy from you. Now, people buy because you solve their problem. People buy because it's convenient. People buy because they're giving value. People buy also because they have enough information about the product from their research. They also trust your brand. Now, targeting the right customers will help with that will buy from you. How do you target these people? You need to define your audience. You need to conduct your market research. What is the caliber of these people? What is their monthly average income? Are they actually working? Are they full-time housewife or are they working? Also, you can leverage on using the social media platform, leverage on running adverts, leverage on influencer marketing as well. Using your email marketing as well is one of the greatest tools a lot of business owners in Africa especially has not maximized, or businesses that want to scale and grow. But so you need to remember that targeting rather the right audience is an ongoing process. The fact that you did not get it right today, you need to employ somebody who knows their audience well. And of course, they'll be able to help you target the right location. Now, this is still a check of 700,000, another check of 5 million for our students. Now, who is ready for the next level in the e-commerce space? Who is ready for the next level? Okay, you said what's AI? You mean artificial intelligence that I mentioned earlier? I don't know the AI you are talking about, I mentioned earlier, but we have a lot of AI tools as well we give to our students in our internship platform that can help them to scale their business extremely fast in the e-commerce space. The world is already, I'm going to drop a video on my platform and I'm speaking French in the video, but do I understand what I'm even talking about? Except for the fact that I know what I was saying in the English version, but do I speak French? Do I understand French? Of course I do not. But with AI tools, you can do so many things you can do. So we have Bamidele is ready for the next level. Isaac is ready. Who else is ready for the next level in the e-commerce space? Who else is ready? Who else is ready? Come on. Let me see. Who else is ready? Let me see some energy. Let me see some fire in the house. Who is ready? Who is ready? Nobody's ready. Okay, I am ready. I can see Joseph as well. I can see Emmanuel. I am ready for the next level. Yes, beautiful. I'm glad to hear that. If you got value so far before we go to the next level, can you type in the comment box that you got value in the class? So please type you got value. You now know that the product is not extremely important as much as the market is. Branding is not as, pricing is not as important as branding, because of course your branding will influence your pricing. And you now know that e-commerce is not about just selling. Bringing in products and even branding your products alone. Yes, you can have a good brand and nobody knows your brand because you have refused or you do not know the systems you need to put in place for that particular brand to begin to bring in the necessary results or sales that you want it to bring in. So you've also learned that in the class today. So who else has learned something in the class today? Who else is here and has learned something in the class today? Thank you all for those of you who have got value. Thank you. I'm glad you all got value. Good to know. So let's go to the next level. So what is the next level for those of you who want to be a part of e-commerce? Now you want to be a part of e-commerce. We have the e-commerce acceleration program. And what is the e-commerce acceleration program? It's a 3-month coaching program. However, you have access to all the courses. You still have access after the 3 months as well to still come back to me to ask questions if you want to ask. We have simplified the processes for you. We have taken away the edict for you as well, especially for people who actually are still in 1 or 2 other jobs they are doing and they cannot be in the space full time. So we've made it quite easy for you. So the first thing we have to do in the first week of the program is to clear your mind of all the negativity in your mind about succeeding. Some people actually will pay coaches, and I've seen that happen, where somebody paid me to coach them, to train them, and is telling me that, oh, will I even succeed? That's the number one reason why you fail, because you still have it in your mind that you will fail in the business. But if you believe that you will actually succeed because you believe that this individual is going to put you in the right track to succeed, then definitely you will. Now, the limitation that hinders you, how to positively set yourself, how to positively set yourself for success in the workplace. Now, the one we're going to be talking about picking the right niche, getting the items that will fetch 100% returns, setting up your online store, placing orders for your goods, a step-by-step approach on to starting with other people's money and time. Now, mode 2, we have content writing. Don't be scared. You're not writing any content yourself. But we're going to be teaching you about content writing, storytelling to drive home speed sales, optimizing content writing to get better SEO. We're going to be looking at that as well. Developing powerful copywriting skills, writing powerfully, airline stories and calls to action that will persuade readers to buy from you. How customer behavior affects sales, customer analytics, different types of consumers and why they buy from you, how to scale your business, and simple strategies to deploy to grow an average income of 10,000 US dollars monthly, like some of my students are already doing. Social media marketing, complete Facebook and ad masterclass, how to enhance and promote an online campaign, how to run a profitable Facebook advert, Facebook page management, custom-based targeting, interest-based targeting, how to use remarketing to grow sales by 100%, how to prevent your ad account from being blocked, ad algorithm and ad policies, how to go about market testing, optimizing Instagram profile for best results, using the power of sales page to grow a steady income, leveraging on OPM to become a major brand. We're even going to be teaching about how to build your website, SEO ranking, how to rank on Google, technique to write your SEO, Google My Business, graphics design, landing pages. We're going to be teaching you about graphics. We're going to be teaching you about landing pages, branding as well, personal branding, business branding, competitor research, how to go about that, to spy your competitors, to know where they get their products from, to also know some strategies they're using in the business, email marketing as well, how to get that sorted, to set up, how to become a physical salesman or woman, how to create videos for your proposals rather. So module 11 is going to be talking about how you can write proposals to a company, and they can actually give you deals and deals and deals in hundreds of millions. Now, what you stand to gain: sessions with me, lifetime access to all of my courses, as long as they are still on my website. So you have access to them as long as the courses are still there and I'm still into e-commerce. So access to my community as well. We meet once in a week, sometimes twice in a week, it depends. And for you to be a part of it, we're just going to be giving opportunity to 5 people who are interested on this coaching, on this in this meeting right now. 5 of you who are interested. We can't always take more than 5 on a monthly basis. So 5 people who are interested can sign up by paying to this account number on the screen at the moment, and you'll be able to get this price, $2,000. Instead of paying $10,000, you get to pay $2,000. And sure, some people might even feel cheated because they paid $5,000 to be a part of this class, but we're giving it at $2,000 if you want to be a part. So this is the account details for you to make your payment. I can see that has been dropped in the chat box, so you can actually make your payment, okay, for you to be a part of the coaching program. I'll get started this week. So for those of you who are here, who has one question or the other to ask, please ensure you ask that question in the comment box. So over to you, Joshua. I'll be expecting questions for those who have questions. But please ensure that if you don't get this offer today, don't come and chat me in my inbox or in Joshua's inbox saying that you want to pay this $2,000. So if the office tells you it's now $10,000 flat rate or $5,000 flat rate, there's basically nothing I can do about it. So Joshua, do you want to add to
Wow, wow, wow. If you've gotten value, just say, I got value, I got value. I want to see the energy in the chat box. If you got value within the last few minutes, say in the chat box, I got value, I got value. Thank you so much, Ma. I personally got a lot of value, right? I can't say anything. I'm still waiting, right? If you got value, just say, I got value, I got value, I got value. I'm still expecting. I got value. Just let us know in the chat box. Let's feel your energy. Thank you so much, Ma. Right, I got a lot of value. The e-commerce space is a very, very, very huge space. There was something brief I wanted to share, but I want to leave the floor for some of us that have questions. Right, please, if you have questions, just drop it in the chat box. Let's quickly deal with it. But before we move further, if you're interested in this deal, just say I'm interested, so we can get you down. We can log this now, just like our mentor said. This same offer, some did $5,000 for it just a few days ago, right? Just a few days ago. Some did $5,000 for it. But Chairman have said that we can do $2,000 for today just because you attended the 5 days business opportunity masterclass, right? So get the account number down, get the payment link down, stevenactile.com/BOM mentorship. It's a detailed program, right? Literally holding you by the hand to understand how to start an e-commerce business and how to make money in the e-commerce space, right? So this is the offer. We're still going to leave it on the screen for a while. Make sure you take this down. And I say a question, what are those things I consider when researching on a demanding product around my environment? That's one. I want us to drop the questions now, right? So we don't keep going back to them. I think we have time for maybe just 2 to 3 questions max. If you have any questions, just drop it now so that we can deal with them directly and just move on with the offer for the day. And then we call it a day, right? So please, I can see just one question. I've checked the Q&A section. I've seen also one, right? I would like to know what studio was mentioned to use to help us schedule posts. I think that has been addressed during the session, right? But definitely our mentor can still address that during the Q&A session if she feels like, right? So I've seen just one question. My assumption is that's all, right? Mark, please, the only question we have, what are those things to consider when researching on a demanding product around my environment? So rephrase, what should I consider when researching a product around my environment?
Those things, if you consider, I like this question. And remember, I told you that any product you want to bring in or any service you want to render, it must solve a problem. So you want to do your research. What are the problems people are even facing in terms of, let me say, for instance, in the beauty industry? What problem are people facing in terms of the clothing line? And that's why when you focus on the mistakes your competitors are making in their field, you will leverage on that to become successful. Now, what do I mean by focus on your competitors? Rather than focusing on this person is selling, this person is making money more than me, you want to focus on what are the loopholes this person is not taking care of in the environment, in the society. So I do my research, and once I find their mistakes, the loopholes, and I'll use that to my advantage by creating solutions that can help people to come to me and see me as the guru in that industry. So let me give an instance. There was a time that there was an issue on social media, and which I saw about a lot of this. There was somebody that sold cream to, I think, a high commissioner or something, or did something facial on her laps, and everything went bad. And disfigured her face. She had to actually spend over 10 million naira to get her skin back to normal. So I've noticed that in the beauty industry. Sure, there was a time I wanted to start a beauty line because I just got tired. I've never, prior to what happened to me as well, my experience in the beauty industry, I'm not this kind of person that has a good skincare routine. My skincare routine is terrible. Thank God that God just gave me natural good skin. So it's not as if I'm using anything in particular. So I wasn't using anything in particular. So I had one of my sisters say to me, there are some creams you can use, natural products. can help your skin just glow and shine. And I said, I don't believe in all these things. I can use my Nivea and I'm fine. I can use coconut oil. I'm okay. I'm good to go. Anyone I see. In short, sometimes I use my husband's cream. Sometimes I use my children's cream. I am not a skincare freak. So I decided to give it a try. Okay, based on what she has said, and I saw this very popular woman. I'm not going to mention names. A very popular, big brand. A lot of celebrities. She has used a lot of celebrities. They've modeled for her. She said her products are 100% natural, no chemical, no artificial, whatever. And because of all the things I've read that she said, okay, I said, let me give it a try. Not the artists I've seen on her platform. I claim they use it as well. So I decided to give it a try. I used the first one. It wasn't bad, but I noticed I was getting unusually lighter. Then I tried the second one. Oh my God, that was the terrible that was a terrible mistake of going to try another one. But I did not finish the second one. I had to throw it away. And I discovered that I began to have green veins on my hands. My phalanges were already dark. They were black. My phalanges had been destroyed. So it was like somebody that was using cream. And I hate to, I can't even imagine because not that I hate. I when I see a lady, a beautiful lady using cream, like there's this irritation that comes to me when I see them black phalanges, their faces are kind of brown, gold, burnt. And I discovered that I've entered into that phase of the kind of people that actually I don't like. And for me, my skin, actually, like I said, I have a very good skin. I only have stretch mark on my body. I don't have green veins. That's one look I really have. Before you know, I have stretch marks on my thighs and some part of my body, green veins. I had some white, black pops everywhere on my legs. Oh my God, I was just something else. So for a whole year, I was using shea butter. I stopped using that product. I was using shea butter and I was using my, what is it called now? This coconut oil. So but I used more of shea butter, but I don't like the smell of shea butter. So sometimes I mix it together so that the smell can just go down. So I use that so that my skin can get back. But thank God that I was able to discover on time, because if I had not, maybe I would have destroyed my beautiful skin for the rest of my life. Now, it took me a whole lot. I spent so much trying to get rid of the stretch mark, the black veins in my body. Up to now, everything has not cleared. I just got tired of spending money and just ignored the whole thing that one day it will clear. One day when I look at my thigh and I see just that, a lot of that has gone, and I see a little bit of that green vein, which has now become black vein on my left thigh now. Maybe when I get irritated one day, I'll start the journey again. But for now, I stopped doing, trying to correct it. And it's been years now. It's about 3 years now, you can imagine, and I still have those things on my body. So you can imagine how the skincare people who claim they are professionals, who did not go to school to get certificates on learning what to mix, just want to bleach everybody's skin in the country. So that's already a problem. So if I want to go into that particular beauty niche, I want to research what are the problems, what are the edicts of people in that particular industry. So when I do my research and I am able to find solutions to it, people want to still maintain their natural skin and maybe just make it, not make it look dull, but just maintain their natural skin. But some are finding it difficult to find a very good person who can educate them and give them products that can help them to solve this. So if you are that individual, for instance, and you're doing a lot of video marketing, it will really help a whole lot for you to make more sales in that department. So what you should consider when you're researching is find the problems. When you already have made up your mind that this is the niche I want to go into. For instance, I want to go into fashion niche. I want to go into the gadgets and the electronics. Like in terms of gadget, I spoke about the Wi-Fi, for instance. So you just have to look for what problems are involved in that particular territory. So leverage on the problems, leverage on the mistakes the competitors who are already in the business are making, find a solution, and before you know it, you are making money. Now, to the second question, is Creator Studio. It's a Creator Studio. So just go to, if you are using Play Store, just go to Play Store and download Creator Studio. If you are using App Store, it's Apple, so go and download Creator Studio on your Apple phone, and it connects to your Facebook, of course. Don't worry, don't be scared. It's not more like it's a tool from Facebook itself, so you don't need to worry yourself that maybe it's going to cause an issue on your Facebook or Instagram. So it's a tool from Facebook itself. So just download it and you can schedule all your posts. So I've answered your questions. Creator, like creator, the creator of the universe. So, and studio, of course, photo studio. So that is it. So any further question? Okay. I hope those who are interested in being a part of this coaching program has gone to sign up. Now, let me tell you a little story. A couple of years ago, a woman came to our office and she was talking about how she lost 4 million naira in the supermarket business. And how did she lose 4 million naira in the supermarket business? A friend was doing the business and a friend was excelling in the supermarket business. And she just chose that, okay, because her friend was excelling, she also can start a supermarket business and she can make it big time. And this is the mistake a lot of people make. Oh, it's just e-commerce, it's just product, I can start the business and, start making money from the business. I wish you luck. So she started the business, and unfortunately for her, a couple of months down the line, she lost every money she put into the business. Okay, she gets every money. She lost every money she actually put into the business, and all the 4 million naira that husband gave her went down the gallows. So when she was asked that, did you actually have somebody to guide you in this business when you got started? She said, no, she did not have any guide. So why did you go into it? My friend was in it, she was making money. Okay, did you ask your friend to give you the strategies that she used to actually succeed in a supermarket business? No, if I'd asked my friend, she wouldn't have given me those strategies. She wouldn't have taught me. So why wouldn't your friend have taught you? Because she'll feel that, oh, I'm trying to do what she's doing, and by so doing, she won't be making money. But the truth is, they were both in different locations. For instance, not just location, they were both in different states. So when she was further asked, do you think if you had given about 500,000 naira to this your friend to teach you in the business, do you think she would have taught you? And she said, definitely she would have taught. But what she felt was that, let me be street smart as well. Let me put all this money. It's not supermarket. It's not just to open a store and have hangers, put all your provision, get an attendant to be manning the business for you. And you have everything in the system. There's no way theft can come. You don't know that these people are even smarter than you are. Or a supplier can supply you counterfeit products in the middle of, it can supply 10 products to you, and maybe 4 of it have expired and the other 6 are good. But if you do not check that the day the supplier supplied you, there's nothing you can do about it to get your money back. So there's so many things that people do not understand about starting a business. So imagine if she had gotten somebody who had coached her, mentored her, she would not have lost a whole 4 million naira. So that is what a lot of people do not understand when it comes to e-commerce business. We ensure that we structure it so that you are able to be profitable in the business at the end of the day. So for those of you who are still thinking, who are still wondering whether you should sign up, well, I can talk to Joshua. For those of you, maybe you want a payment plan, Joshua, of course, can give you a payment plan to enable you to pay maybe twice or 3 times, depending on him. He can give you a payment plan for you to pay, for those of you who want to be a part of the coaching program. So you can sign up today by going to www.stephenakitayo.com/boom mentorship for you to be a part and get this amazing offer today, and not be like that woman who lost all the money down the drain. She wanted to be street smart, but the street smart did not pay for her. They pay off for her. They have lost money in the e-commerce space. And I tell people, you learn 2 ways. Either you pay to a mentor to train you, or you waste a whole lot of money and a lot of time, and you learn the other way around. And at the end of the day, you begin to now say that, oh, e-commerce is scam for some people. But the business is not scam. You are the major scammer. you feel that you can do it on your own without getting someone to coach you. There is no terrain I want to enter today. I must find a coach. The same for all of you. Before you enter any field you don't know jack about, get somebody to hold you by the hand, get somebody to coach you. Because by the time you enter a terrain you know nothing about, you did not find anybody to coach you, anybody to train you in that particular sector, guess what you're going to do? You are going to get your fingers burnt at the end of the day. So rather than go waste your money and waste time and waste years, find someone who can guide you and who can actually put you through and ensure you succeed in the business. So over to you, Joshua.
Thank you so much, Ma, for this session, right? Thank you so much, Ma. Really appreciate you. So the offer is $10,000, discounted to, right? It's an intensive training. You are literally held by the hand to start your own e-commerce business and start making money. You've heard so many testimonies, you've seen evidences, right? But what we can do, Rebecca, kindly drop the contact in the chat box. Since our mentor, this was never in the plan, but since she has mentioned it, Rebecca, kindly drop the details and the number they can reach out in the chat box. What we will do, if you want to do a payment plan, just reach out to that number today. After today, the offer is over. Just like I said, today is the final day for the Business Opportunity Masterclass. After today, you are paying the normal price for every blessed thing we've put out during these 5 days. So just reach out to that number, +23481 80,000 618. I'll repeat it, +23481 80,000 618. If you want to do a payment plan, if you're paying in full, right, just send, kindly also drop the email products@stevenakita.com. Kindly just, once you've made payment, just send the evidence to that email and you will be put on track immediately, right? Products@stevenakita.com. But if you want to have a payment plan, you want to pay within, let me say 4 weeks, you want to pay within 2 months, right? Just reach out to that number and I can assure you they will be able to do something for you. Just before I wrap up, there's something I will want to share with you. Just before I leave, there's something I will want to share with you, right? Just before I leave. We've learned a lot. We've learned so much from our trainer, but just before I leave, there's also one thing I want to share with you. Yes, thank you. So I'm sure you can all see my screen. This is from Forbes directly, right? Currently, you can see it's doing about $6.310 trillion. That's the growth in retail e-commerce sales worldwide, right? Projection for 2024, 6.91. 2025, 7.52. I've mentioned that before. 8.148, 2026. And these figures you can see at the top in trillions of dollars, right? This is an industry where you cannot get it wrong. You cannot. We have another offer. A lot of us are interested. We want to have this knowledge. We want to go into this business, but we think, will I be able to go into this intensive training? What we just want is a platform whereby we can always watch videos, right? And some done by our trainers, right? That we can always make reference to and still get results. And that's why I'm recommending the Stephen Akita University. I projected it earlier when we had more like a mid-break during the session. And this is the final time I'll be projecting it before we end this 5 days masterclass. It has been a whole lot. We've spent 5 days, nothing less than 15 hours, as I've said earlier, right? And this will be the last day for this offer, right? You can subscribe for the monthly one. You can subscribe for 3 months. You can subscribe for 6 months and 12 months. The actual price, you can see they are slashed. For example, 12 months, $2,964. That will be the price after today if you go to the site, right? But if you're subscribing during this masterclass or today and sending the evidence, you'll be paying $197. For some of us in Nigeria, 187,150 naira. And it's the same payment details as advertised before. Just send the evidence or reach out to the contact we broadcasted, +23481 80,000 618. This offer is only for today. And the good thing about this platform is that you are not learning about e-commerce only, right? You are gaining knowledge on real estate, digital marketing, business development, sales, leadership, software vending, These are programs that each of them cost thousands of dollars, right? So without taking much of our time, we'll be ending it here, but please make sure you remember this offer ends today. This offer ends today. It should normally end in this session. It should normally end in this masterclass, but we are extending it till today, which is barely few hours left, right? So make sure you take advantage of this offer. Once you make payment to the account you advertised, just reach out to +23481 80,618 or any question at all, right? And send your evidence or your questions to product@stephenakintayo.com, or just go direct to the link, stephenakintayo.com/BOM mentorship. Everything you need, you have. Or if you're paying immediately, you have the account details in your front. Thank you very much for joining. That will be all from all of us at Stephen Akintayo Foundation. It has been a great time being with you all from Wednesday this week till now, right? We've learned a lot, right? And as I advised when we started, there is no point having this event and you're not going to put them in action. One of the ways you put them in action, right, is by going into learning, so that you can make money from it. And we've put all these platforms, we've put all these numbers you can reach out to. Make sure you do that today, right? And any other questions generally concerning the GTEX Holdings brand, if you have any requests concerning properties, as much as you do, you know that we do, or properties or investment or anything at all, you can as well also reach out to those numbers advertised, or just send an email to the one advertised, right? So thank you very much for joining. For those of you that have joined for the 5 days, thank you so much. We know you've gotten value. Our joy will be when you take action. That's where our joy. Our joy is not in you joining. Our joy is not in you inviting people. Our joy is not in you listening. Our joy will be in you taking action and sharing testimonies. Thank you so much for joining. Kindly follow the Stephen Akintayo Foundation brand, Stephen Akintayo, across all platforms, and get updates on our events, some of them which are free, some of them which are a little token, so you can always get knowledge and always learn how to grow your business and take it to the next level. So that'll be all from me. Bye.